Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here from thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. Going to antiwar.com, where they highlight the latest piece by a very good and noble person, John Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute. If you don't know about the Rutherford Institute, please check it out today. If you can support them, that would be wonderful. He always starts out his pieces with a quote. This piece today, the age of no privacy, the surveillance state shifts into high gear. It most certainly has, especially under President Trump. And this is what he uses for a quote from 1966. We are rapidly entering the age of no privacy, where everyone is open to surveillance at all times, where there are no secrets from government. This was William O. Douglas, Supreme Court Justice, writing in dissent in Osborne versus the United States, 1966. He says the government has become an expert in finding ways to sidestep what it considers inconvenient laws, aimed at ensuring accountability and thereby bringing about government transparency and protecting citizen privacy. Indeed, it has mastered the art of stealth maneuvers and end runs around the Constitution. It knows all too well how to hide its nefarious, covert, clandestine activities behind the classified language of national security and terrorism. How many times have we seen that, folks? Executive privilege, when we know it's absolute BS. And then I just have to ask, where's the outrage? Where's the outrage when a sitting president does that? Now, there's one thing I will tell you, at least so far, based on my observation, is that President Trump hasn't done that. I haven't heard him claim executive privilege. As a matter of fact, when it was announced that Comey was going to have to testify before Congress, yeah, a lot of people thought, oh, is he going to declare or claim executive privilege and Comey not testify? And that wasn't the case at all. Trump says, yeah, you know what, go ahead. So, got to give kudos where kudos is due. Because Chairman Mao Obama, or Bush before him, would have claimed executive privilege in a heartbeat. I mean, come on. And then they would have claimed, well, what he would have said would, of course, harm national security and put this nation in danger, in harm's way. Come on. It says, case in point, the National Security Agency has been diverting internet traffic normally safeguarded by constitutional protections overseas in order to conduct an unrestrained data collection on Americans. That's what we do. That's what the NSA does. That's what Edward Snowden exposed. It was right after 9/11 that President Cheney basically said, hey, look, guys, what is it that you need to do that we don't do? Didn't care if it was legal or not. And General Hayden was huge into this. Oh, yeah, well, I'm doing something that's very controversial. One day it's going to really come out in the light and people are going to think it's controversial. Yeah. Big Brother's watching, recording everything that you do, everything that you buy, everything that you read, everything, every detail of your life. Meticulously stored in Buffdale, Utah, the NSA's central aggregating facility. But it goes on. It says, it's extraordinary rendition all over again, only this time it's surveillance instead of torture that's being outsourced. It says in much the same way that the government moved its torture programs overseas in order to bypass legal prohibitions against doing so on American soil, now it's doing the same thing for its surveillance programs. So let's just say, for example, that a President Trump would want to end domestic surveillance here in the United States. Well, he could cite an executive order, sign one, and perhaps even get Congress to pass a law. But the problem is, if the NSA is overseas, it's not within the jurisdiction of the United States, and it doesn't have to abide by those rules. And that is very troubling, because why would people within our own government, no matter how nefarious or black ops they are, how and why would they want to usurp the will of the commander-in-chief and the people? because clearly the people don't want to be recorded. Clearly the people want their privacy. That's why there's such an uproar and outrage over so many things. We've been lied to by our government, by our media, by our teachers at school, right? All you kids out there, all you college students. I mean, it's just nothing but deception and lies and betrayal everywhere you go. Anyone that claims to have your best interest at heart, really in the end, it doesn't have your best interest at heart. They have their own best interest at heart. Now, I will say that I am encouraged by the fact that there's more awareness of what the NSA, what the CIA, what the FBI, what the clandestine organizations do around the world, not just the United States, around the world. I'm encouraged by the awareness. However, I'm kind of taken aback with the apathy. You know, it's like Edward Snowden revealed a bombshell, an absolute bombshell of biblical proportions. And what? What happened? Nothing. No one was held to account. It was almost like in the 1930s, the McCormick-Dickstein Committee, when Smedley Butler blew the whistle on an attempted coup to take over the presidency from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. They had a committee, and they investigated, and by the way, it ended early, and by the way, no one was held accountable. And it just seems to be a broken record. That's what happens. A bunch of pomp and circumstance with nobody being held accountable. And if those that do are held accountable, they're normally the minions and not really the people of interest that we would want to see held accountable. So surveillance is being ratcheted up. It's being ratcheted up by closing operations here in the United States, by moving them overseas outside the jurisdiction of the United States, outside the jurisdiction of courts, where clandestine organizations can then snoop on you unhindered outside of our borders. My friends, that is not a government with your best interest at heart. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day.